All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. All right, so this is finally part two to the tale of Fatima Ramirez. So I'm in a very good mood today. So today I'm going to be talking about like all the good times we shared and anything else that comes to mind. Now, even though we're not together and we never got together, I know this girl genuine like love for me. And just let me just tell you about the things that we did together. So there was one time. Now I'm not gonna go like two. Maybe. All right, we have time. These are gonna be longer videos for Fatima. She gets the long videos. Lucky her. So one time, I'm 5'5", so I'm not that tall. I'm a little boy. I'm petite, and I was over 200 pounds, and I had a unibrow. Now I did that for a reason, guys. I'm a very dedicated person. I'm like Christian Bale, but in real life. Like the reason I was over 200 pounds and grew a unibrow is because I was trying to prove a point. I was trying to prove like I used to practice the Islamic religion, and then after I stopped practicing it, and like my mom was not for like really supportive of me practicing the religion. So when I stopped it, I kind of like made it seem like because I stopped it, I was living like the worst life possible, basically the life that society wants you to live, like the Matrix and all that. And it worked because I found one time a card that my mom wrote to like the priest of like the priest equivalent of Islam. They call them sheikhs. I know, right? Easy to pronounce. Sheikh. Try saying that 3 times fast. Sheikh, sheikh, sheikh. Allahu Akbar. No, all right. I'm just going wherever my mind takes me. I can recite the Quran, and the Quran is the holy book of the Muslims. And let me recite some Quran for you guys. So I'll recite the first chapter. It's in Arabic. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. So yeah, that's the first chapter of the Quran. Um, and it goes in English. The English translation is, "In the name of God, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful. All praise is due to the Lord of the worlds, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful, the owner of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we worship, and you alone we praise." I believe that one's a little shaky. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those of whom you have favored, and not the path of those who have strayed or incurred your anger. So yeah, um, people ask me a lot, like, "Oh, what's your religion?" or "What do you believe?" To be honest, I believe it all, like all of it. But I think a simple answer is like, I'm a Christian, Muslim, Buddhist. I don't know, because I believe over time, I believe new things and more and more and more and more, and it got to a point where I'm like, I can tie it all together. Like it just all makes sense. Like you tell me a new piece of information and I'm able to tie it in with my current information and it doesn't conflict. Because that's what a lot of people have trouble doing. Like they're like, wait, but it contradicts this. It doesn't make sense because it contradicts. It doesn't contradict. You just lack the understanding, boy. You just don't get it. He doesn't get it. I don't know. I'm tweaking out too much. All right. But yeah, so let's go back to Fatima. So I used to practice the Islamic religion, and I remember I said in the last video, like she she like would like honor my beliefs, and she would like stick up for me for my beliefs, which is rare because who has ever met a Mexican Muslim? Yeah, right. I'm the only Mexican Muslim that I had ever known. I've never met another one. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Sorry, I just like to flex my Arabic. It's cool. I know, I'm the coolest. Always gotta like do a little mog time. Dude, alright. I'm in a very good mood, as you, if you can't tell. Because, life is good, and dude, life is gonna get amazing. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If you know, you know. Baby, if you know, you know. I know you're watching this. Don't be slick. Don't be. I know you're watching this. And I know I'm talking about another girl. So you're like, what? And then in my other videos, I'll talk about another girl, and you're probably like, what is this? What is that? Look, here's my defense of me having multiple wives in the future. King David had multiple wives. King Solomon had multiple wives. Prophet Muhammad had multiple wives. And also, too, I never prayed for multiple wives. I prayed to God, God, grant me the amount of wives that pleases you the most. And also, too, I believe in two of my past lifetimes, I was Jesus and Buddha. And in those lifetimes, I had no bitches. So I'm trying to get me my bitches in this lifetime. Give me my bitches. And also, too, I try like this story with Fatima, dude. I, I've been single like I had been single for like 4 years, waiting just for her, like or like just not even waiting for her, but just hope, like always just trying to be a one woman guy for her. And how did that go for me, right? I don't know. As you can tell, I got like super defensive, or I don't know. It's just because like polygamy in the States is like what the uh, how can you have multiple wives? That's not fair. Oh my. Um, um, I don't care. My my love life is destined by God, and who can argue with God? That's all I'm gonna say on the matter. If you have a problem, if anyone, even my wives themselves, if they have a problem with each other or with me having multiple wives or this and that, take it up with God. Seriously, it's not my battle to fight. More bitches, more problems. Moment of silence. Anyway, so yeah, I was talking about how I was over like 200 pounds and I had a unibrow. Like, I'm the, like, right now, I'm sexiest man of the year. But dude, back then, dude, ugliest man of the year. And like I said, I did that. I was calculated when I did that. Like I did that to prove a point to my mother. Like, hey, like this, if you didn't like my Muslim lifestyle, well, how's the American lifestyle? The eating burgers all day and just working, playing video games, addicted to my screen. How do you like this, Kevin? Instead, and yeah, it worked. Like my mom ended up writing a little letter to like the sheikh. Remember, sheikh is the priest equivalent in Islam, and she wrote like a little note card, and it said like, "Thank you for what you did to my son. Like it made him a better person." But I found it on the floor, like, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like I found it like, but she never. And then when I saw her pick it up and throw it in the trash, like later, like she probably like was in the heat of the moment, was like, mad at it. But like deep down, she felt like grateful that I had found that religion. And I love Prophet Muhammad. I love Islam. I love Jesus. I love Christianity. I love Buddha. I love Buddhism. But ask them what they were. Would Christ have called himself a Christian? I mean, Muhammad would have called himself a Muslim, but he wouldn't call himself a Muhammadist. And Buddha would have never called himself Buddhist. They were just simply living their life as instructed by God or the universe. And that's what I'm doing. I am the Antichrist. And I'm also Jesus Christ. Part 2. And if you don't believe that, I don't care. No fucks are given. I'm just telling you what I believe. It doesn't make any difference. Well, it doesn't make any difference to me. Might make a difference to you, because I don't know. Just fuck around and find out. So there I am, 200 plus pounds, have a unibrow, and this at this point, I'm just doing this like for my mother and kind of like, you know, but lo and behold, guess who I run into in this state, in this abhorrent state, in this grotesque state? I'd run into, yes, none other than Fatima fucking Ramirez. Helicopter. Did you guys see that? Helicopter. And yes, I run into Miss Fatima Ramirez herself. And I forgot where I run into her, but like I think she invited me to something. And I was like, "Oh no, Fatima," because I was embarrassed. I'm like, "No, what the fuck? Like, please, Fatima, don't look at me." She was like, "Oh, Kevin, are we gonna do this, this, and that?" And I'm like, "No, I think I'm gonna go to Mexico this summer." So, or I think she texted me or something. I think she texted me. Yeah, I don't think she had seen me yet, so she didn't know I was like this like ugly boy. But she texted me saying like, "Oh, Kevin, me and the gang are gonna do this." I can't remember, but we're gonna do something. And I was like, "Oh no, I can't, because this summer I'm going to Mexico with my dad," knowing damn well I was not gonna go to Mexico, especially not with my father. For those of you that don't know, my father's a piece of shit, mega piece of shit, ultra piece of shit, supreme piece of shit. You get my point? So I'm definitely not going to fucking cartel land. Nah, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Um, I'm definitely not going to Mexico with my dad. And yeah, so but also because like that was my excuse to like get out of it, because I was like, oh fuck no, I don't want her to see me like this. And then I go to my pool in my neighborhood, and guess who I fucking run into? Yeah, Fatima Ramirez. Dude, I'm like, oh, dude, I had my shirt off, bro. And I'm like walking in, I'm like, fuck, she can see, like, dude, 200 plus pounds at 5 foot little five, bro. I'm like a fucking bowling ball, bro. I'm like a watermelon, bro. I'm like a sphere, dude. Like, I mean, I'm pretty heavy right now. I'm like 188, but we got muscle now.